how are you, Sean? Perfect. All of you guys, hey! Well, it's so nice to see you guys. Everybody doing okay? Wonderful, wonderful. All set to fly back. Yes? Do you play billiards again? No? Please sit down. I'll see you guys shortly. Help yourself to that candy. It's good for your eyes.
My name's Josh West. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I've worn glasses for a long time and have bad astigmatism, nearsighted, farsighted. And I always wanted to get LASIK. Looked into it a lot, but didn't really find anyone I liked. And my boss, who's actually the CEO of our company, she had really bad vision, could barely see at one point, lazy eye and a bunch of other things. And she went to Dr. Gulani and said not only did it fix it rather quickly, but it was very easy. And so that gave me the confidence to look into it. I got LaZrPlastique done yesterday and seeing great right now.
Wow.
My name's Nate. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I was about, I think it was 40 now. I think I was 15 at a Walmart optometrist appointment, and my doctor said, I think you might have keratoconus, but also had no way to measure it. And so basically every time that I went back to the doctor, to the eye doctor, from that point, I would ask, like, do you see keratoconus? And I would either get the answer no, or like maybe, but I can't really tell you. And then about 2 years ago, I started having like really weird kind of memory concentration problems and almost like kind of anxiousness, and started realizing that if I shut my right eye, I would immediately take a sigh of relief, like involuntary. And so I was like, okay, no one's gonna figure this out for me. And I realized I could go get a LASIK test, and I would find out really quick if I had it, and I did. And so at the end of the story is that I started going to Ohio State Medical Center, went through the process of getting I paid out of my pocket for a scleral lens, didn't fix it. And basically I was like, can we do surgery? Can we just risk LASIK? And they were like, we're not gonna touch it. And then that's when I found, probably 2 years ago, I found Dr. Gulani online, saw all the reports, came in, I think I scheduled in April or May, and got in, and surgery was piece cake, no pain, no issues. My case is pretty bad, so I don't have a perfect vision yet, but I could tell after it was over immediately that it was a big change, and it looked pretty perfect for me.
My name's Anna Maria. I'm from Toronto, Canada. I've been wearing glasses since I was 3 years old. It got worse as I got older in my 20s with the myopia, astigmatism. And so I found out about radiokeratotomy from a guy I met in Acapulco. Went to do the surgery. It was fantastic up until I was 33. At that point I had all these scars. I went to another ophthalmologist, the best of the best in Toronto. He did a keratotomy with mitomycin several times. I kept on growing back every 6 months. I'd go back until they couldn't scrape anymore. My corneas were too thin. At that point, they just basically said to me, your next step is a cornea transplant. I have an autoimmune, so I probably would reject it, and then I would be completely blind, so I opted not to do it. At that point, then he just said, be happy with the vision that you have, which was not very good. And that's when I found Dr. Gulani on YouTube in 2019. Planned to come then, but COVID happened, so now I'm here. At this point, no one wanted to do any kind of surgery for the cataracts that I had. He removed the cataracts, and he removed a very deep scar. Again, my vision, I'm a bad case just like you, so my vision is still not like where it should be. But I do have to come back for that. But he removed the scar, and I do notice that compared to this eye, which was supposed to be my better eye, everything is like dull. All of a sudden now, like, this table is very white, whereas with this eye it isn't. So I definitely notice a difference there.
My name's Megan. I live in the area. My husband had the surgery, the LaZrPlastique, done last July, so I saw how successful his was. I had asked before to do LASIK. I had really bad vision and had been wearing glasses since I was 5, and then recently my contacts just started irritating my eyes like all the time, and I started hearing that I wasn't going to be able to wear contacts anymore. My glasses were like really heavy and always just kind of a pain. So I guess after my husband did the surgery, I started to feel like more confident and started talking to Dr. Gulani. I was really nervous. You know, I don't have any pain or anything. I would say that my vision isn't totally clear just yet, but I definitely see an improvement than what I had before. So I feel good about, you know, in 5 days, hopefully, it'll be a lot better.
My name's Annie. I am also local to Jacksonville. I've been wearing glasses since the 2nd grade. I have high myopia and astigmatism, and I've always considered LASIK, but it was something I was kind of afraid of, and I went to an optometrist. She recommended Dr. Gulani, and honestly, just doing the consultation with him and everything, he told me that, like, he gave me the confidence to do it for sure. He was like, listen, you've been wearing glasses for a really long time, your vision is not great, and I noticed that with contacts and glasses, it wasn't being corrected to 20/20. I was kind of just dealing with like subpar vision, and so I'm very happy that I did the surgery yesterday. I did LaZrPlastique and felt no pain all day yesterday. My vision is great. It's not 20/20 yet, but I can tell that it's just gonna get better and better.
My name is Margaret Hall, and I live in Orlando with my daughter. And I had quite a few things wrong with my eyes, and I'm going to let my daughter explain it. She's better at that than me.
Okay, so Mom had cataract surgery years ago, and there was a problem healing, especially her right eye. They tried to do laser to correct that scar tissue, but actually that's made it worse. And so she's been looking for relief over the years because it just started getting worse. So she went to a few other optometrists, and they basically didn't really give her much hope. They just said, when it gets really bad, you know, if it gets really bad, we'll do cornea transplant. But with her age, you know, she needs to be able to see now, right? So she wasn't giving up. So she went to another, and they said, I'm going to send you to our specialist. And Dr. Daniel Dawson looked at her and did these tests, and they had a lot more machines than any other place we went. And he's like, oh, and he measured the scar tissue. He goes, I think I know someone that can fix this. And he recommended Dr. Gulani, and that's how she got here. And for a short testimony just from last night, we were eating dinner. I was on one side of the room, she was on the other, and she turned and she looked at me and she's like, I can see you so much better. And it was just, you know, a few hours. So yes, we're very happy, and we know it's going to improve as the healing continues.
My name is Bill. I have had numerous eye surgeries. A long time ago, I had RK in Delaware. A client of mine, I'm an architect, and I designed a building for an eye doctor, best eye doctor in Delaware, and he did RK for me, which seemed like a great idea at the time. I developed farsightedness as a result of that, had an enhancement of that, continued to have problems as my vision migrated around. Then we moved to North Carolina. I had a really good doctor there who did PRK, and then I developed a pterygium on the left eye to add to my troubles, and cataracts as well. So Dr. Gulani seemed to be the only one who could deal with the pterygium painlessly, even though the eye doctor in North Carolina said, I can fix that, but you'll hate me for doing it, which didn't sound like it was going to feel real good. But Dr. Gulani did it expertly and easily. And then, so I had that procedure. A few months later, when that settled down, I had the lens replacement, and some adjustments to my vision. When that settled down, yesterday we had LaZrPlastique to smooth out the surface of the cornea, and I already see a dramatic difference.
Hi, my name is Karen. I'm from San Francisco. I've had pterygiums in both my eyes for about 5 years, and anytime I go to the eye doctor, they just said there was nothing they could do, just to live with it. But you know, you can't have the air conditioning on. It's gritty, it's owy, it's teary, it's so red all the time, constantly using eye drops. And so yeah, I even asked the doctor, can they take it off, and he said no, and I couldn't believe it. So I started calling around. I realized it was a surgery. I called all around San Francisco. All the doctors were like, we don't do that here, we don't do that. And so then I started Googling and I found Dr. Gulani on YouTube and found some of his patients who were so happy they had gotten the surgery. And so yeah, I got it done Wednesday on this eye. It's gone, it's white, it's happy, I feel like I got my eyeball back. And now I'll come back for this one after this heals.
Good. Hi, I'm Barbara. I'm from Tampa. I, like you, had RK and you back in the 90s, and it was great, and then it wasn't. And the eye doctor, like everybody else, kept saying there's nothing you can do, you're just going to keep losing your eyesight. Couldn't drive at night because of halos, right? Because you have halos at night. Right? And yeah, it was horrible. So, and it always felt like something was in my eyes, felt like it. So I joined, I had to get hearing aids last year, and I'm like, crap, if I'm gonna go blind and deaf, my husband is not allowed to take me anywhere because he'd leave me sitting somewhere. So he's like, you know what, if you're gonna lose your hearing, you can't lose your eyesight. So I joined a Facebook group, and I saw testimonies from Dr. Gulani's patients, and I didn't even research him. My husband said, let's just make a weekend of it. We came out here, stayed on the beach, and met him. And when my husband saw, I always get emotional, what I saw, he was like, I'm not driving with you ever again, because it's horrible. Yeah. But you don't complain because you'd be complaining all the time, so people don't realize how bad it is because you don't want to be that person. So we came out here and we agreed to do it, and had, I think it was this eye done last September and this one October. And I was supposed to be here for an annual checkup, but I guess that was a fib, right? Or is that still happening? So anyway, we came back and we're making a weekend of it now, and I highly, oh man, it's the best. He's such the nicest specialist. I know y'all know that. I get emotional because I can drive at night. I buy sunglasses for the first time, you know, that was the best part, buying regular sunglasses, right? And having to find a place to put them when you leave, but no, it's been easy.
My name is Renee, and I originally was from New Mexico, and I had RK done 40 years ago, and of course that was to help me as a school teacher see better. And I had more than 40 cuts on my eye at the time, and as we all know, time has come along and my vision has really diminished. In the 1st of April, my husband and I moved from New Mexico to Florida, to Ocala, and I needed to get a new driver's license, and so I was ready to go get my driver's license, and I just realized I'm not seeing very well, and so I need to go to the eye doctor and get a new prescription for my glasses, and then I'll get my driver's license. And went to the eye doctor, and he said, there's no prescription we can write for you because there's nothing that's going to correct what you're seeing right now. So it was really a moment, and so fortunately my eye doctor was from Jacksonville, and he was familiar with Dr. Gulani and had met and been to his seminars and had work from Dr. Gulani. And he said, you know, I think you probably ought to just go visit this guy and just see what you think about it, because I think he's going to be your best chance, your only chance. And so we called, we were the blessed ones because we called on Friday. He said we have a cancellation on Tuesday. So we came in on Tuesday morning, very, very thankful that we had the gift of being able to come in and be welcomed in so very, very kindly. Story short is I apparently had deep-seated cataracts, and nobody had ever told me that. And so on Wednesday, he removed my cataracts, put in a lens, and he completely corrected the 40 scars that were on my eye. And by golly, I can see those trees out there right now. And it's just amazing. I'm going to be able to drive again, and I'm so thankful. And the people here are so loving and so kind. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anthony from New York City, Bethpage, Long Island. 2 failed surgeries, pterygium removal, done twice. One from Long Island and one in New York City. After the second one was failed on me, my wife and I started doing a lot of research, trying to figure out what to do next, where to go next. We've seen about, without exaggerating, almost a dozen different surgeons from Manhattan, Long Island, Queens, big name doctors from Columbia Presbyterian, and they said, I don't see what I would do any different looking at the surgical reports. Or some of them said to me, I don't feel comfortable doing a third surgery on you because you might lose some of your vision, or you might lose peripheral vision. And some of the doctors were actually honest, saying that they haven't done pterygium removal here in New York. You have to find someone who's done hundreds, if not thousands of them, and you have to seek for that person because we don't know any of them. That's what I kept hearing. And I also kept hearing that you cannot have multiple pterygium removals without having permanent scar tissue and or having permanent loss of vision. So thank God, we constantly kept Googling and YouTube, like I hear a lot of people saying, and we came across Dr. Gulani, and at first I didn't even believe it. I said, how are they having surgery? The very next day they remove the cap and they walk up to the mirror and their eyes clear. That's almost impossible for me to believe, because I had 2 surgeries, and when I removed that cap, it was horrible. It was a complete bloodshed. It looked like my eye was bleeding. And here I am with Dr. Gulani. When I first flew down to from Jacksonville, flew down here, and my wife is behind me, I said, I want to go see the office. I want to see if it's real. I said, let's go to the office. And I stood outside and took pictures and sent it to my friends and family. And as soon as you come in, you just feel at ease and at peace. That's how I felt. That's how they make you feel. They make you feel like family. They're calling you by your first name. There's only 4 or 5 people in the office. I'm used to 30 people in the office. I'm used to non-stop people coming in, walking right out. Try to ask a doctor a question, and he's literally, his hand on the door, ready to run out. Or if I ask simple questions like, how many pterygiums have you done, doc? He'll say, I don't feel like I have to tell you my credentials. Yeah. And I would walk out of the office. Thank you very much. They don't want somebody to ask scary questions. Yeah. How's that a scary question? So I thank God that I found Dr. Gulani, and I think this is so great what we're doing here. We need everyone to hear it, not just patients. We need doctors to hear this. So they hear that name and they say, you know what, I cannot do it, but maybe Dr. Gulani can. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm so grateful we had the opportunity. I mean, this has been almost 4 years for me to, like coronavirus happened, everything shut down, and I have 3 children, I had to get all our finances and everything in order to make this happen, and here we are. And I thank God that I'm here, and my eye feels amazing. It's only been 2 days, it's clear, it doesn't hurt anymore, it's a true blessing.
Very good.
My name is Carol. I'm kind of a repeat of what you've already heard. I had multiple RK cuts late 90s. Didn't correct my vision. I had a high degree of correction to be accomplished anyway. And so after many cuts and times at that doctor's office, he said, I'll just put you in contacts. And I felt I was almost back where I started, but of course my vision had improved, but not enough to go without corrective lenses. But unfortunately with RK cuts, which are irregular, non-healing incisions, you will have multiple problems. You will have halos, you'll have vision changes, and eventually your vision will not be able to be corrected as much as it had been right after the RK cut. So I was gradually losing more and more vision in especially the right eye, and I felt that to drive was a challenge, and I didn't think I was safe on the road. I think a person should be I think you should have good vision to be on the road. And so I felt guilty even because every day the vision would change. And so I couldn't wait to get out here and have Dr. Gulani take care of it. I'd watched hours of his videos and I was convinced. And of course you have the phone interview, but nevertheless I was convinced, and I thought, well, this guy is truly amazing, and he's going to have a very difficult case with me, which he told me I was, and he had to remove a hard, thick cataract on top of it, but it all came out very well. And me, the doctor, of course I'm still blurry, but I've already improved since yesterday. It's only been 2 days, and he said that my eye looks like a diamond.
Oh, awesome. You take it.
Yes, so I'm very happy.
I'm Challen, I'm from Colorado. I had a pterygium removal surgery in my right eye. I have it on both eyes, so I plan to come back to get the other one done. But I've probably had it for about 5 years, but the last few years it's become a lot more progressive and aggressive, and has eclipsed my iris, so it kind of looks like it looked like a crescent kind of iris cutting through. And I do some acting on the side just for, extra money, and I just stopped doing that altogether because I was too self-conscious about the way it looked. I'm just incredibly grateful because it looks perfect. It looks perfect, and I haven't seen that in so long. Thanks. Yeah, so I'm just, I did a lot of research. I was reading medical articles, scientific articles. I'm like the biggest geek, and I would stay up late at night reading all these articles, and his name was on every single one of them. I'm like, that's the guy I want to see. I want to see this guy who's done all of this research. Look at his long-term outcomes. That's who I want to see. And I looked him up and saw all the YouTube videos. I'm like, that's my guy. Yes. The other people in Colorado were like, what bothered you about it? I was like, that I'll go blind if I keep letting it grow, and another guy was like, well, just get it done and it'll be, it'll come back, like 30% reoccurrence rate. So you just come back and get it done again. And so anyway, I'm just very grateful. It's a blessing.
Yes.
Right.
It's awesome.
My name's Dee Dee. We're from Southeast Arkansas, and I've had glasses since I was in the 6th grade, Coke bottle glasses. So I had RK in the early 90s, and it was great for about 14 or 15 years, and then I had to start getting glasses. And in the last couple years, they said I had cataracts. The first year he said I had cataract. The second year I went, he didn't even mention the cataracts, so they were just small, nothing to worry about. But in the last, 6 or 8 months, I've just noticed at work, I'm an office manager, I couldn't see numbers, I couldn't see screens, looking out the bottom of my glasses, and it's really scary to drive. I probably really shouldn't be driving, and I've changed eye doctors a couple times, and finally the last time I called my husband, I said, this new doctor said they can't do anything, so I guess I'm gonna go blind. I said I'm too young to go blind. So he started researching and found some videos, and we scheduled an appointment, and today I'm like the rest, it's not 100% clear, but it's way better. And I'm gonna look like a geek for a few months till I can come back with this lens out of my glasses. So, but anyway, I feel like Dr. Gulani is the best. I mean, his office and staff, they are remarkable. So I would recommend him to anyone.
I have to say something. It's just almost tear-jerking, and it is, to listen to all y'all's stories. And, to be married to this angel for 30 years, will be 30 years in October, and to see the last couple of years, her, I say couple of years, really the last year, just losing that passion and that, just bubbly attitude that I'm so used to, and I'm the only one that really knew something was wrong, and she finally admitted to me what was going on, and I just gotta say something. I mean, this country and my career, I've never met anybody with the passion and the desire and to want to help people as Dr. Gulani and his staff.
Yes.
His staff here is just overwhelming, and they've touched me to the core. I'll uplift him every single day the rest of my life. And I hope that he reaches and touches a lot of people in his life. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And congratulations to all y'all. Thank you.
Virender Singh. I am from Toronto, Canada. I had like a LASIK surgery back in 2021, and since then my night vision was very distorted. And then I had a LASIK enhancement in December, and it actually made it more worse. And I've been to multiple doctors, and they said there is nothing much we can do about that. And some of them said it's better to live and accept, but it's like really hard to live with it. And then after researching a lot, I found Dr. Gulani, and yesterday I had a LaZrPlastique, and I'm hoping to see well as I continue to heal.
Hi guys, my name is Usman. I'm from Manchester, England. I've had keratoconus in both eyes. My right one is more advanced than my left, so I've had Intacs put in my right eye. The past few years, in England, every year you have scans done. So for the last 3 years, my left was quite stable, but my right wasn't stable. So there was no options for me. So it was like wait till a corneal transplant, which is no guarantee. And there was no other options for me other than just God's kind of will, what's going to happen. So my brother-in-law actually found Dr. Gulani online, and it just took me like just a few hours of watching his videos, and just his passion and his energy and his confidence just sold me straight away. So I just sent an email and a telephone conference with like the next day, and then this is only in June, and then just yesterday I got my treatment done, and just hope for the best. And I'm happy for everyone here. You know, I know obviously what everyone's gone through, and you know it's kind of so positive that everyone's being treated. And I just hope for myself as well and everyone like moving forward that we do get our vision back. And all the best for Dr. Gulani, and just hope there's more kind of awareness around the world that this exists for everyone else. And that's me. Thank you guys.
Hey guys, my name is Zach from Miami, Florida. I had a couple of bad LASIK procedures on my left eye. First time I didn't take, second time I got infected when they did the PRK. Had a corneal scar, eye was swollen shut. You could probably find my eye in a couple of textbooks. It was just wait and see, it's gonna improve. Well, 12 years later, there's no wait and see, right? It's not correcting. Put in a hard contact lens. I didn't do LASIK for the first time to have a hard contact lens in my eye, and then that doctor recommended Dr. Gulani, and here we are. So hoping to see better soon.
Hi guys, my name is Shubham. I go to school in Boston. So I was diagnosed with keratoconus in my right eye, and it's a condition which affects both the eyes. So it had just started in my left eye, but the right eye was pretty worse. I could see 20/20 from my left, but I couldn't see the right. And it really bothered me. So I got my cross-linking done in India, and post that me and my mom were curious to know that how could we improve the vision. But the doctor just told us that, hey, you have only scleral lenses to put it on. But we did know that there were Intacs which we could do, but the opinion we got was, why do you want to spend so much money on just improving it? We were told questions like, are you your only son to your parents that you want to spend money? And it was really disheartening to live with this, and I couldn't take no for an answer. So started school here in Boston, started researching, saw some testimonials on YouTube, and I was like, maybe started having second thoughts. Started my internship this summer in Seattle, and had to wear the scleral lenses for a long time, about 10 to 12 hours working in IT. And I was like, no way I can do this for the next 30, 40 years of my life. There and then I decided that Dr. Gulani was the one I had to come down to. Got this done, and I'm so happy that I can finally remove the weight of those scleral lenses off my eyes. And I would like to tell everyone that just stay curious and never take no for an answer from anybody. There's always going to be someone in this planet Earth who will be there, and Dr. Gulani is the one for our eyes.
Absolutely.
And I just thank God that I found Dr. Gulani.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his parents are listening from India.
So I was diagnosed with keratoconus 24 years ago. I believe the first thing that the doctor told me when I walked in was, he said, so you have keratoconus, and he was like, pretty much, there's nothing we can do for you. Every year will get worse and worse, and your eyes are gonna, pretty much, in a way, you're gonna be pretty much blind in the next, we don't know how long. And at 20 years old, I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh. So in the back of my mind, I was like thinking that was the case for me, who knows when. So I went to many doctors, and they never could do anything for me. They just said, you have too bad of astigmatism. There's no treatment for you. There's nothing we can do. So I think you just live with it, and you just, but I could not tell you how many days and how many, like, I prayed so much that I would find someone that would help me. I was like, there's gotta be someone that could help me. So year after year, you live with it and whatever, but I did find a guy that said he would do a PRK that would never, he didn't know how successful it would be because I had such a bad case of keratoconus. It was terrible. So needless to say, I came across Dr. Gulani. My sister-in-law sent me his website, and she said, I'm on my way to get LASIK right now, and I'm freaking out. She said, so I was Googling him, and she said, I came across him. She was like, and my husband's telling me I'm just being a baby. She was like, I saw him, and I was like, I gotta go see him. And my brother was like, no, you're just being a chicken. You're going to get LASIK. She said, so since I can't go to him, she was like, I don't know anything about him. Go check him out. Maybe he can help you. And I was like, Alicia, I've been to so many doctors. They can't do anything. So I said, I'll try it. So I went to his website, and I was on there for maybe 5 minutes and reading all of his whatever. Something just literally like came over me, and I was like, I was in the car with my husband, and I was like, I'm making an appointment with him. And he was like, with who? And I told him, I said, I just get this feeling that he can help me. So made an appointment. I got right in, and I remember saying to him, I was like, you know, everyone says they can't help me. Can you help me? And he was just like, of course I can help you. And I think my heart sunk. Yes. And the whole way home in the car, I told my husband, I was like, I couldn't even make my appointment fast enough. I was like, oh my gosh, I think this is it. And he was like, boy, you're pretty confident. I said, I've never felt this way, ever. Had my surgery on my eye. Well, he diagnosed me. I had keratoconus. My left eye was way worse, and I had a lazy eye, and I already had cataracts. I'm only 43. So I couldn't believe it. And I knew in the last 2.5 years my eyes were really getting bad, and it scared me. And you know, there's things you can't do. My eyes constantly had styes. I had more things that I could be here for a year telling you. But I deep down was miserable. Anyway, I prayed every single day just for something. And this week I had, or 1 month ago, I had surgery on this eye, which was my worst eye. And I can see, the first few weeks I could see so good, and I was like, I had nothing in this eye, and I was still doing stuff. And I came back last week for this eye, and I remember him taking off my mask my thing after my eye, and I remember looking up at the ceiling, and needless to say, I didn't think I'd see that good. I thought even if I could see 50% better, I'm fine. I can wear glasses, I can be like whatever, just not to have all that pain and everything in my eye would be amazing. And I looked up and I opened my eyes, and that feeling of I could have made out the detail on the ceiling. Yes. And I said, oh my gosh, I can actually see. And I don't think that there is anything inside. I am so overwhelmed with the love and compassion that guy has, like truly. And the how he wants to help you, and it's not just you, it's for your family. He said it's not just about you, it's not just about whatever, but this is all about your husband and your kids and your life and it's almost like, he gave me back my life, truly. Like, honestly, like, I have cried more times this week just sitting in a parking lot, like just thinking to myself, and I'll touch my eyes and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have nothing in my eye. I can see so good that, it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to get here, and I was a little bit late, and I'm so confident in driving, I'm totally fine. I was here an hour and 10 minutes. I probably shouldn't tell you that, but I just mean that's how good I can see. And my vision every single day gets better. Like every day, I wake up and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can see. I can look outside and see way across. My husband will tell you can see that? And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. Just so thankful, truly, for a man who is willing to help you. So many doctors just don't care. Like, they truly don't. And he's the first man I've ever truly met ever that has the compassion that he has. Like, honestly, never met a man like him in my life, and their staff. Like, I'm grateful every day, and I truly, like, as many times as I could cry, I'm not crying out of whatever. I'm thrilled, and I'm so happy to have found him. More people just need to know about him.
Again, guys, thank you. This is every Friday. We call it Flyback Friday here. All of you genuine patients to who I'm always indebted to allow me to execute my passion.
Yes.
For doctors who are always watching this, impromptu, none of you have Starbucks card. And a pleasure. And all of you are traveling today. Anybody in any pain, please share that too.
No.
Amazing. Where's the doctor? You heard that, doctor? Again, very importantly, so thank you. Been an honor. Safe travel back, please. Say no to the cookies and the biscottis on the flight. Been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I think the staff members need to check.
Careful. Right. How you do? Good. Safe travels back.
We're gonna see you on Wednesday.
Yeah. Annie.
Thank you.
Superb. Megan. Fantastic. I'll see you guys. Take care. Officer. Pleasure seeing you. Come on. When is your flight to Toronto?
Tomorrow.
And you too, Canada. Same flight?
No,
Different. Zach? Carol, California girl.
You're the apple of my eye. I'm sure you've heard that before. Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye.
That's New Mexico. Right there. Your flight's in a minute, Ohio. Right?
Yeah.
Make sure you're on time. Gosh, been a pleasure. Give my regards to Joni. Come for you. Come on, Mr. London, stop chatting. His parents are okay, Nini?
Yeah.
Come on, Come. So London people now have an alumni, you know that, right? 5 people a week. Careful. Your flight to Boston's what time?
Tomorrow.
Come on, Jack. You all made friends over here too?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that a show or is that?
Yeah. It's never yeah. It was worth it.
And actually, the doctor I had in North Carolina did a good job with the West lead.
I mean,
You all made friends over here too?
Yes.
Yes.